Hello my lovelies, thank you very much for joining me today. Today is going to be a nice chatty video, a little bit kind of get to know me a little bit better. I'm going to be answering some of your assumptions about what models are like. I asked you guys on my Instagram if you have any assumptions about models, what we're like. I know a lot of people have high opinions on that, so I thought, right, I'm going to ask and I'm going to answer these in my opinion. Little disclaimer, every person is different. This is my outlook on it. This is how I see people that I'm around, and I'm taking this opportunity to let you guys get to know me a little bit as well, rather than just sit down and film loads of makeup videos all the time. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching, and let's get answering these questions then. So the first assumption is, I think, a pretty common one. The first assumption is you've got to be blonde and you've got to be skinny. I mean, yeah, I can understand where this person's coming from on the assumption blonde and skinny, because that is a stereotype. However, these days I feel like we're all for breaking stereotypes, but it does depend on obviously what modelling you're talking about. There's so many different types of modelling, it's insane, which is why I love this industry so much. Everyone is unique, and the more unique you are, the better. We don't want a load of carbon copies. Only for catwalk do you want plain canvas, skinny, you know, a coat hanger kind of person, which is absolutely fine, and that is as well actually changing a little bit these days. But you know, if you look at the high-end runway shows, they are all skinny. But I don't know, yeah, I think we're breaking tradition at the moment, and the answer to that assumption is no, you do not have to be blonde, and let me tell you, you do not have to be skinny. Oh, the next one is a really, really good one. Someone said to me, people come up to me all the time and they say, oh my god, I thought you were a bitch, but you're actually really nice. And I thought, oh my god, you know what? I get that so much. So many people have done that to me, nights out and everything, and they literally, it's like they're paying you with a compliment. It's like, oh, I thought you were a bitch, but you're really nice. And it's so backhanded, because it's like, oh, you thought I was a bitch based on what I look like, so you judged me. Which I know we all do, but it's just harsh hearing that when you're generally a nice person. But then it's nice because it's like, oh yeah, but you're nice though, and it's like surprise them, which is nice. So it's so backhanded. But yeah, a lot of the assumption is if you're a model, you're a bitch, and that is not true. Obviously, working in the industry for so long, I've worked in the industry for 10 years, by the way, and I've got to know and meet so many models and creatives along my journey. Very rarely have I come across any that I've gone, oh, she's a bitch. I mean, you get potentially high maintenance people where you think, oh, blimey, or they can be a bit feisty sometimes and you think, oh, blimey, but no, not a bitch. Definitely not. I thought that was a really good assumption because I've actually had that. Okay, so the next one, another one, I can understand why people can think this, and it's that models are rich or come from rich families and rich backgrounds. Once again, I think it depends on what section of modelling you're looking at, but not all. And the majority, no. The majority of models on the whole, no. Oh god, I am so sorry about this. The sun has just come out of the clouds. Sorry about the change of background. The sun keeps coming out of my window and causing a sunspot, like sun patch, and it was literally right on my face where I was sitting. So I just wanted to jump in quickly and just say sorry before I carry on. Back to my point of models always come from rich families and rich backgrounds and are rich. This is not true, not true at all. My dad raised me on his own. He was working, he worked really, really hard. Every little thing that we had was cherished. I love that though. Like, I wouldn't change it at all because I appreciate so much, and I appreciate my dad more than anything. And then when I started working and earning my own money, I've never been rich. I got to a point where I was earning nice money. I've got nice things and stuff. I'm really, really lucky. But being honest, it depends on how much work you put into it, because modelling is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's not glamorous like what you think. I mean, you get nice things if you work hard enough for it and you put enough work into it, but you run yourself effectively as a business. So if you broke down the hours that you worked, you're working for under minimum wage, because your hourly rate is only paid to you when you're shooting. That doesn't include when you're planning photo shoots, when you're planning your travel. Most of the time doesn't cover your travel time. Yeah, it's not the same. Whereas if you're employed and you work for an employer, they usually provide your uniform, they usually provide everything for you. And every time you're working, anything to do with work, pretty much you're paid your hourly rate or your daily rate or monthly rate or whatever. Whereas when you're modelling in this industry, all of the background work, all of the hours talking to people, replying to emails, replying to messages, keeping up with your social media posts, because that's so important, just everything that goes into it, you're not paid for. You're only paid for, like I say, the time in the studio or the time on set. So, I mean, when you work it out, you do it not for the money. I mean, sometimes you get a good job and it pays well, but you spread that out, and actually it's a bit iffy, it's a bit funny, but yeah. So anyway, that is not a true assumption. No way. Oh my god, the next one again is really, really relatable to me. So this next assumption is usually they're the popular girls in school. So the popular girls in school turn out to be models, and well, I don't know about any other models, but for me, I was not popular in school. I was the ugly duckling. I used to hang around with a big group of boys and I was one of the lads, really. I mean, I had girlfriends. One of my best friends is my school friend and she was a girl. She's amazing. So, but I wasn't popular. No way. I used to get taken the mickey out of because I was always faffing around with my hair, doing weird shit to it, like dyeing it funny colours and wearing extensions. Everyone used to rip me for that. Wearing makeup, too much makeup. I started experimenting with makeup when I was really young and I used to get told off for that in school. And I actually got mocked for it a lot. And that's one thing I will say to any girls that are still in school. If you dream to be in the fashion industry, I had this one scenario, right? And I'll tell you this. So I was in class and we were put into our friend group, like choose a friend to work with. So me and my friend made this, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a character or a machine or something. But anyway, it was to do with fashion. It was going to be like a little fashion designer thing. And one of the girls in the class was like, oh yeah, right. And like took the piss basically. And that always stuck in my mind because I was always like, yeah, no, true, I'm never going to really be doing much in fashion, am I, to be fair? Because I didn't feel like I was good enough. I wasn't pretty enough to be fashionable. I was never fashionable. I was never the pretty girl. So I was like, yeah, do you know what, you're right. And I put myself down because of it. When I was being scouted by modelling agencies and stuff, and I was getting all my work in right at the beginning when I was 15, I was like, oh my God, what the hell? So for any girls that are in school, the younger girls, if you feel like there's a dream that you want, doesn't have to be modelling, it can be anything. If anybody makes you feel like you're never going to do that, think, yeah, I am. Let that push you even more, because it is insane how you can put yourself down and think, no, you're right, I'm not good enough for that, I'm not going to do that, I'm too ugly for that, or I'm too stupid, or I'm never going to get that. That's just so not true. Because if you're destined for something and you believe that you're going to do it, trust me, you will. You will, 100%. So yeah, I was not popular, and I don't know about any other girls, like models. Maybe some of them were, I'm sure some of them were, but no, I was not. Okay, so the next one is a good one. So I assume they like to party, and yeah, some of them do. The majority, I mean, when you're young and you're like carefree and having fun, I've known models to be nuts, absolutely nuts on a night out, and they are fun to go out on a night out with, we'll put it that way, because I think maybe it's a confidence thing, where they're confident and stuff, they're just like, yeah, let's get the shots in, let's go out, let's go party, and it's just like, you have fun. So yeah, I've known a couple of crazy girls that are like nuts, but that doesn't stand for everybody. I've known models that just like the home life, cozy, like just chilling, and that's what I'm like now. So I went through my crazy like party stage where I was just like out every weekend drinking, just having fun. And now obviously I'm a mum, I'm settled down, I love my cooking, I love my home comforts, and I would actually rather stay at home and give myself a nice facial, do a skincare routine, get my pyjamas on or my little nightie, and yeah, chill. So, but I think that might be the mum inside me. I'm kind of like growing up maybe a little bit. We do like to party, definitely, 100%. Have fun while you can, do it while you're young, sod it, that's what I say anyway. Right, so another person said, I assume that models are never single. Again, no, this is not true. I think actually models are quite often single because we are so career driven and we are so busy. Like, don't have time for it. Don't have time for the drama of like dating and wasting our time. It's just, no. I think when I was really full-time modelling, I was on my own for years because I was so focused on what I wanted out of my life. I was so focused on work, friends, family, myself, building a life for myself that I always wanted, and nothing was going to stop me. And I always found that men like the idea of being with a model. Oh yeah, I'm with a model, a bit of like dolly bird on your arm kind of thing, like they love it. And then when they're actually with you, they hate it, they can't handle it, because you've got to be a certain kind of person to handle what you get, because you don't only get good, you get bad as well. You get a lot of comments, you get a lot of jealousy, you get a lot of people like give you comments all the time, even on social media and stuff. But then on the other side, you can get people being really nasty and like jealous, and they will judge you because you're a model. And I don't know, a lot of people find it hard to deal with. You've got to have a thick skin, and that's even for the partners that are with who's modelling. Family and friends, they've got to have a thick skin to it as well as you do. So yeah, like I say, you've got to be with a certain kind of person to accept everything, good and bad. So sometimes it's easier to just stay single and not deal with the aggro, because it's hard enough dealing with the aggro you get from being a model sometimes, and then to deal with somebody else's issues as well, it's not worth the hassle. So I would say that assumption that models are never single is not true. Most of us are single, quite a lot. Okay, so this was a personal question directed to me. How nervous was you for your first ever shoot? I can't remember being nervous. I can't remember being nervous at all. I was so excited. It was never something that I was like, yeah, I want to be a model. Never. I was doing science, forensic science, in A-level. That was what I was doing. And then I got asked to do my first shoot, and I was like, oh, go on then, that sounds fun. And yeah, I just had fun with it. So no, I was never nervous, and I just kind of fell into it really naturally and had fun with it. And I think that's what you got to do with everything. Whatever you fall into, whether it's a big thing, if it's your dream job, whatever, just have fun, because that's what life is there to do. Have bloody fun with it. That's what I say anyway. Another personal question here. So this is about my surgery. Did I feel the need to have my boob job because of modelling, or did I want it done for me? And this is a really, really good question, that, like a personal question to me, because I was going to do a separate video on this anyway, because there's so much, I've had so many people ask me about my boob job journey, shall I say. No, I didn't do it for modelling. The only reason why I did it in terms of modelling is so when I did bridal, I always felt like the dresses didn't fit me right. This was my insecurity. I always had to have like one of them stick-on bras, or I always felt like it wasn't fitting me right, and I wanted to wear like strapless stuff without having a bra on all the time. So I mean, in a way, yeah, it did have to do with my modelling, that little element to it, but I never felt like because I'm a model I need to get my boobs done. Actually, quite the opposite. When I had my boobs done, I was very scared how it was going to affect my modelling, because I thought I wasn't going to get as many bookings. I was always in the mindset that I had to be thin, no boobs, very catwalk, runway type figure. And actually that's wrong, and I wish I didn't think like that for how long I did. But I did suffer with anorexia for a really, really long time, and it's just so silly now looking at it. And I'm going to go off on a tangent, so I'm going to stop what I'm saying there, and this is why I was going to do a separate video for that. But let me know if you want to see that. I got my boobs done for me, 100%, for nobody else, not men, not modelling, not nothing, literally for myself, 100%, and it is the best thing I ever done. So yeah, there's that answer. Okay, right, I assume models are self-obsessed. I mean, no, we are not self-obsessed. Like I say, I can't speak for all models. Some are like, wow, you got some confidence, girl, and that's amazing. I'm not knocking anyone for the amount of confidence they have, because the more confidence, better. And if you are confident, bloody show it. Why not? You go for it, girl. But I would say that a lot of models are very, very insecure, actually, and they're not self-obsessed. I can understand why you'd think that they are, because it's a lot about looks. You want to look as perfect as you can for the camera. You like your hair done, your makeup done, you check yourself a lot because you like to be perfect. I think rather than being self-obsessed, I think actually a lot of us are perfectionists and creatives, and we see ourselves as our work. And because a lot of us are perfectionists, we want our work to be perfect. Now, I might be wrong for other girls, but I know that I've spoken to a few and they feel the same as me, and that's how I feel. I've been a perfectionist in everything, always. I always have done. And where I ran myself as a business, that had to be perfect. So in turn, I had to be perfect, which I got obsessed with. So yeah, in a way, but not in the way that you'd think, oh, self-obsessed. So yeah, it's a funny one. It's a really good assumption, and it's a kind of a hard one to answer actually, because yeah, in a way you do become self-obsessed, but not in a way like, oh my god, I love myself so much, but in a way where you want to come across the best you can, basically. I'm going to end this video on this last assumption, because I've had this one again, someone say this to me. When I was out, someone said this to me. It was, you only go for attractive, rich men. I actually had someone say this to me, right? I've got to tell you this. So I was out on a night out and a guy came up to me and I was like, no thank you, you're okay. Like, he wanted to buy us a drink and was talking to me, and I was like, you know, I don't really want to waste your time. In my head I was like, I don't want to waste your time, I'm not really interested in talking to men, that's not why I'm out. So anyway, I was like, yeah, no thanks, you're all right. And he turned really nasty and he was like, oh, you're one of them girls, you're only after men that have got loads of money and they've got all these muscles and everything, you're typical stereotype, blah blah blah. And I was like, what? No. I was like, I'm not going to let you roll me up. Okay, hun, bye, firstly. But in my head, I was like, hold on a minute. How dare you stereotype me? I make my own money. I don't need a rich man, first and foremost. It's not about the amount of money that other people have. That is not, no. I will speak for myself on this preference. I do like a muscly man with a bit of squidge. But I don't like a man made out of stone. Like what the stereotype is. Like the gym man. No, I don't like that. I like a world's strongest man. Like muscly but strong and big. And he can have a fiver in his pocket. Like literally, I don't care. As long as he doesn't lie to me about that, as long as he's truthful and he's not show-offy and he's like, yeah, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this, and he doesn't, I don't like that. I like complete honesty. So if you've only got a fiver, tell me you've got a fiver and I'll take you out. Like, you know, so that's what I'm like. I can't, like I say, I can't speak for other people, but I think that is a really shallow assumption and it's not true. So anyway, I've spoken about a lot of points today that I felt obviously quite passionate about, because I might have got a bit squeaky in some of the explanations that I've done. I've really enjoyed answering these assumptions and giving my take on it. It's been really nice actually to sit down and do a talky video, because the last video I uploaded, I didn't really speak in it. That was my Halloween makeup video, I didn't really speak in it, and I was editing that and I was thinking, oh my god, no one's gonna like that because I'm not talking in it. And I was like, right, I'm gonna make up for it by doing a really chatty video, and I thought it was time for you guys to get to know me a little bit more. If you do like these videos and you like more of a chatty video and you want to like get to know me a little bit more, let me know. If you want to know about the boob job journey and the reasons why, like the deep reasons why I had that done and all of that, let me know as well, because I've got the before and after photos I can do, I've got my hospital journey I can do. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a really lovely Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this. Have a really nice day. I love you lots, and I'll speak to you again next week.